just put 10 bucks in. That should get me to pump number 1. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Danator channel. We are here with Project Rescue Sierra, and we're going to give this tail end area some love today. It's got some issues that need my attention, so we're going to go ahead and replace quite a few parts on this back end, and namely the tailgate hinges, which is a pretty big problem with this thing because, as you can see, when we open the gate, the tailgate just kind of slides down on the left-hand side, which is a bad thing because the tailgate rubs the inside of the box, and it's, you know, kind of rubbing the paint and everything, and that's not a good thing. And you can see the only way for me to really shut it is to lift up on the left hand side of the tailgate. That way it lines up where it's supposed to line up so the latches can properly hit the striker and close properly. So what we're going to do today is replace the hinges, the straps, the handle, the trim piece, and the tail lights. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to be using all these parts that I got from carparts.com. So everything you see right here came in this box. This was a kit off of carparts.com. Super easy and simple to just get everything included into one click of a button into the shopping cart. It comes with tailgate hinges, the handle trim, the handle itself, and 2 straps. Super easy, one click, boom. Everything I need to fix this tailgate. So I'm going to be replacing the taillights as well. They're kind of dingy and faded, and there are things you can do to kind of buff them or spray paint them and get them looking like new. But I went ahead and opted to just get brand new ones instead of take the time to work on them. Time is money sometimes, and for me it just made more sense to just buy brand new ones. So I'm going to hang on to the old ones and keep them on the shelf, so if anything happens to the new ones, I'm in a pinch, I can just throw the old one back on. As you can see on these hinges, there's one that's got a solid cup and there's one that's got an opening. And what that is, the tailgate sits in here like this. You get this side off that hinge and then you pull and it comes off. Now I'm going to take off this lower hinge. These are 13mm bolts. And depending on your truck, this could be really super rusty. And there's a clip on the other side of this that this bolt will bolt into. That clip could be rusted away from the body and everything could just spin and not loosen. I believe the nut is actually tack welded to the other side of the sheet metal right here. So if that weld is broken loose, you're never going to get this unloosed because it's just going to spin. So you'll have to take your tail light out, and there's a little gap back there. You can get a wrench or a pliers or something on it and hold that still so you can back that out, and then you'd have to put pliers back on it to hold it still to put the new one in. So hopefully none of this is really rusted bad back there, so we'll see. Doesn't sound crunchy, so that's a good sign. Alright, so you can tell that there is a difference between the 2 new hinges. This is the right-hand side one, and that's the left-hand side one. Alright, took some time to clean off the threads, lube everything back up, throw this new hinge on. Alright, I'm just going to tighten these to snug. There's no sense in torquing these things to the moon. I really don't want to break the spot weld on the nut that's on the other side. Just going to repeat the process on the other side. Alright, so that's the new one. And there's the old one. Quite a bit of wear and tear on that puppy, huh? Alright, now we're moving to the tailgate itself, and we've got that full cup hinge right there to replace. Looks like it's in okay shape. It's kind of rusted, but we're going to go ahead and replace it. So this should be pretty much the same concept as the other hinges. I believe that there is a tack welded nut on that side. So it pretty much goes without saying, if that nut comes off there, then we're pretty much screwed. We have to probably cut a hole or figure out some way to reach all the way in here from the handle. I don't know, but it'd be a miracle to do that probably. But we're going to take our time, break these loose, and hope nothing goes wrong. I'm cracking these open just enough to get some more penetrating fluid down in there on those threads. All right, so here's what I like to do when the bolt gets to a certain point, then it gets really tight and it doesn't want to loosen. So what I like to do is just flip it back to drive it back in, and then back it out. Drive it back in, drive it back out. And usually that works through a tough spot. Like right there, it's kind of tough. So I'll drive it back in, then back it back out. There. Yeah, pretty rusted. Okay, I got the threads cleaned up on the bolts and on the nuts. So we're going to replace the strap. It's 13 millimeters as well. Yeah, that rubber bushing's all chewed up. Plus the coating on the cable is all chewed up, so yeah, it was due. Nice, good looking new one. So that's a pretty unique bolt. It's got that ridge right there, and that's what this thing rotates on. So pretty cool. Okay, you don't want that too tight because then that won't rotate. Okay, I'm getting ready to put the tailgate back on, but before I do, I'm gonna put a little grease on the inside of these just to help it lubricate, because why not? All right, let's see if I can do this without breaking something or making a fool of myself. Okay, they're on the hinges. Straps are just a matter of lining up the hole and sliding down. So let's see how well it shuts. Nice. We're here to pump you up.
We want to pump you up.
See, the body line has actually got the gap in it now, whereas this was pretty much touching the bed. So that's right, and that looks good. Same with this one, the gap is even. Nice. All right, that's the easiest that this tailgate has shut in, well, since I've owned it. Hinges for the wind. Now we're going to change the handle and put the trim piece on, and then go after these taillights. Let's do it. Okay, now we're gonna get this handle off, and we gotta disconnect these plastic pieces from the push rods that activate the latching mechanism on either side of this gate. So you can see, lift up on this handle, and it pulls those rods in, and it disengages the latch, and it allows you to open the tailgate. Tailgate has these two bolts here. They're 13 millimeters as well. There are actually three. There's another one right there, but this tailgate cover covers it over, so I got to get that one out too. So with those three bolts removed, this pops out easy peasy. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do that third bolt that's down at the very bottom, the one that sits underneath the tailgate cover. Trying to hold the handle still and tighten this third bolt down. I put the tailgate guard back on. Bolt holes will line up. push that rod back in there and then slide that clip down until it snaps. Nice. Our installing trim piece is really simple. There are 2 holes right here, and that's where these 2 tabs slide down. And then you've got these clips that will clip just on the inside of that lip of the metal right there. And then you got some foam here with some peel and stick tape that will attach right here so this thing doesn't rattle. Push where that tape is. All right, Rescue Sierra, you're looking good back here. All right, now we're gonna go after this tail light. It's nice busted tail light. And there are 2 screws, one up here and one down there, and that's it. There's some pegs that this slides into the box, but the screws are really our only thing that holds it in. Okay, and then that just pops straight out like no big deal. These lights are real easy to get out. You just push down on the tab and twist counterclockwise. All right, so the new tail light comes with bulbs, and surprisingly it comes with its own wiring harness. I've never seen that before. I've only seen just the lens. So this was a complete kit. You get the bulbs, the sockets, and the wiring harness. There's nothing wrong with the wiring, but since we got a brand new wiring harness and plug, I'm gonna go ahead and throw that in there. All right, so the wire drops from underneath the taillight housing opening and runs along this rail here. And then same for this other taillight. Light comes down, plugs into this port right here. All I gotta do is unplug this one and the one right above it and plug in the new wiring harnesses. It's simple in principle, but it's gonna be kind of difficult because I am laying on the ground on my back underneath the truck and having to fit my big fat hands into tight spaces to run this wire loom. So, all right, so it's all disconnected from the frame and stuff underneath. We'll just reverse the process here. All right, we've got all of the wires connected to the frame and their little clips, and they're both running up to their respective taillight assembly housings. Went ahead and put some dielectric grease on the connector. That way we can protect the connection from any moisture.
Nice.
All right, what do you think? I think it looks pretty good. It's finally trimmed and polished off with a brand new set of tail lights, new handle and a new trim piece. And most importantly, the functionality of the tailgate is restored because we've got new straps and new hinges. No longer do I have to lift up on one end, shimmy and shake and dance with this thing. I can just, and it's shut. I love it. So special thanks to carparts.com for sponsoring this video and helping Project Rescue Sierra look her best. You'll want to stay tuned to the channel because I've got more parts to put on Project Rescue Sierra. Well, that's going to wrap up today's video. Be sure and check out the channel. If it earns your subscription, I would greatly appreciate it. As always, thanks for watching. God bless. Be sure and hit that like switch on your way out. We'll see you next time. Special thanks to carparts.com for sponsoring today's video. Guys, if you're searching for replacement parts for your vehicle, give carparts.com a look. Their mobile-friendly site makes it super easy to search for and buy parts online anytime, anywhere, giving DIYers a parts store on demand.